If you struggle to create fills, this lesson is for you. I'm going to teach you a simple yet challenging exercise you can use to create unique, cool sounding fills that don't sound like any other fills you've learned before. You could do this. Welcome to the Non-Glamorous Drummer. I believe that no matter who you are, you can master the drums, you can conquer the instrument when you are armed with the right know-how. I believe this video will help you do just that. So many great fills involve space and syncopation. They're not just a flurry of notes. They have rhythm in them, they have music in them. Space and syncopation. What do I mean by space? Well, literally not playing when maybe you normally would, but you can practice by playing a groove and then just stopping on beat 3 or stopping on beat 4. And then make sure you're not rushing that break. Just get used to that space. Don't let it feel uncomfortable. Don't let it be awkward. We as drummers need to get used to playing less and letting there be some space in our playing. But be okay with space. Think about if somebody's delivering a speech. The best speakers out there, the most compelling speeches you've ever heard, involved a lot of inflection and tone changes as the person was talking. And it wasn't just like talking in a monotone where there's no space between my words, and if I keep talking like this and I'm talking really fast, you're probably not going to really remember anything I'm talking about, especially if I keep my hands totally still here and don't really do anything else, because that gets really boring and you're going to go to sleep. And I get really tired. I get really tired of talking like that too, because I lose interest in hearing myself talk. A robotic 16th sounding fill is the equivalent of a bunch of monotone words delivered to an audience, where it's okay in moderation, and there are times when a 16th note fill needs to happen in a song. A lot of times you want to play something more interesting, so that's what we're getting at here today. And that second part is syncopation. We want to get good at playing on different subdivisions of the beat, different subdivisions of the 16th. If you can do that, that makes it easy to also just play on subdivisions of the 8th, which is just the ands. And so that's where our exercise comes in. This exercise is going to force you to play on weird subdivisions, but you're not going to play a lot of notes. You're just going to play a single note here and there in weird spots in the beat so that you can play very odd rhythms that actually will be more interesting and impactful and compelling to your listener. So this is a 4-level exercise. We're going to start off with level 1, which is simple. It's still a little bit tough maybe, but it's simple, as are levels 2 and 3, but we're going to build up to level 4. Level 4, we're actually going to get into this linear style of playing, which is really cool because we can take a rhythm and a melody and create a cool fill out of that melody on the drums. That's how you play musically. Play things that are interesting and sound really cool, and that don't sound normal. So I'm excited to teach that to you. That's in level 4. But first we got to get through the first 3 levels because we're going to build our way up. And by the way, I'm not going to just leave you with all of this stuff because it can be overwhelming. Of course, there is a written visual PDF you can go grab and have in your hands. You can pause the video and download it right now if you want to, so that you've got that as just a visual reference on another device while you're watching me. Or you can go grab it later, whatever you want to do. But the PDF has every detail, all 4 levels of this laid out so that you can see exactly what's going on. So level 1, while playing quarter notes with both of our feet, we're going to play with both of our hands on the E of the beat. Then we're going to play with our hands on the and, then on the Lastly, we'll play on the E and the which definitely makes it pretty syncopated and funky, and then we're going to go into something else interesting from there. Now level 2, we're still doing the same quarter notes with our feet, but now we're going to do a dotted 8th note pattern with our hands, which is very syncopated 16th based. If you don't know music theory, you don't know what dotted 8th means, that's fine. You'll catch on to it though by looking at the notation. But basically here's what's going to happen. First example, we're going to start the dotted 8th pattern on beat 1, so it's going to be 1 E, 2 E, and 2 E, and 4. Then we're going to start it on the E, E, and a 2 E, and a. So on, then we're going to start it on the and, 1 E, and a 2 E, and a 3. So we're basically playing this polyrhythmic kind of pattern independently of what our feet are doing. And it's something that's really useful, really practical for creating an interesting fill. Because if you get good at doing this, you can start a fill in random spots on the beat. Sometimes all you got to do to make a fill interesting is start it at a different place. Don't start it on the downbeat, start it a little bit later. This is a great way to do that. Level 3, This is kind of a review, and we're now going back through level 1 and level 2, but we're using different foot patterns. Maybe we're doing eighth notes with both of our feet, or maybe we're doing alternating eighths with our feet. So it's actually quarters with the right foot on the kick and then left foot on the ands. Or of course you could get crazy with this and come up with your own foot patterns and do whatever you want to. But the point is we're just building more freedom, more coordination here, and more ability to create interesting fills. Now, level 4, this is the one I'm most excited about. That's why I saved it for last. And this is a method of coming up with fills that's been really powerful and really practical for me personally. So the way you do this, you start by taking a rhythm. Maybe it's a rhythm from the song. Maybe it's something that the bass player played, or something that's in the riff, like the lead line of the song. Or maybe it's something that the vocalist sang. Either way, you take that rhythm, you have that rhythm in your head, and you think, okay, how could I play just that rhythm on the kick? Maybe that's our rhythm, and maybe that's the fill. Maybe that's it. Maybe we orchestrate it in an interesting way, and that's our fill. But here's how you practice making a big, slow, rhythmic fill even more interesting and even complex and intricate. Take that rhythm that you're playing with your hands and then fill in the space between those hand notes with your foot. So you're playing kick notes in between. So it might become technically a flurry of sixteenths where we've got sixteenths going the whole way. But because we're orchestrating it differently, because our ear is hearing different sounds, and because our audience's ear is hearing different sounds, you pick up a rhythm and a melody within the fill. That's really powerful. When you play a bunch of notes, but they don't all sound the same, then there's music within that fill. There's something interesting and compelling that pulls the listener in, and fills like that tend to support the song so much more. So go grab the PDF. It goes through notation for every one of those examples. Take it to your practice room, download it, print it, whatever you got to do, and have fun practicing that. This is really cool because it all builds toward giving you the ability to create a compelling, impactful fill that's actually cool and unique. That's what I want you guys to be doing. I want you to be able to come up with cool fills. I want you to have the technical ability to do that. So I hope you enjoy, have fun practicing. Hey, thanks everyone for watching. I really hope this video provided you with some valuable information that really helps you grow on the drums. I believe that when you're armed with the right know-how, you can conquer the drums no matter who you are. So I really hope this helps you do that. You can master the drums. You can do this. Thanks everyone. Stay non-glamorous.